My name is Melody Garrett. I attend Montrose Estate Primary School and I live in Latas, St. Patrick.
Okay, what grade are you in?
I'm in grade 2.
What can you tell me about climate change?
Climate change is when the area around us is changing, so we have to do things to help the environment to stay clean and healthy so that we can stay alive and healthy.
Thank you.
Let my vibes be one with you, Mother Earth. Let my vibes be one with you, Mother Earth. I only want to know you. I only want to know you, Mother. To know you is to love you, Mother Earth. Oh, Mother Earth.
A glimpse into a climate-smart future exhibition. And this exhibition is put on by the GEF Small Grants Program in collaboration with SPECTO. And today we are fortunate to have with us a number of persons. I want to give special recognition to the MP for St. Patrick East, Ms. Pamela Moses. She's here with us today, so let us give special recognition to Ms. Pamela Moses. Also, we have with us Mr. Trevor Thompson, who represents Just Small Grant. He's here with us for a short period of time because he has a prior engagement that he has to attend to. But we are very happy to have him with us. Also, we must give special recognition to Mr. Sonny, who also is the chairman of SPECTO, and he has been working diligently to have this day become the success that it so far is exhibiting that it will be. So again, let us give special recognition to Mr. Sonny. We also want to especially recognize the McDonald College Choir, who seem to be very involved in the last, as a matter of fact, yesterday they were so involved with the science fair, and they did a wonderful rendition. So they are here with us again today, so we want to give special recognition to them. Also, I want to acknowledge all the exhibits. We have a number of tents here, and we want to welcome you for coming and to being part of this first in the North, because it's the first time we have such an event in the North, a glimpse into climate smart future. So this is Mr. Valentino Soni, chairman of SPECTO. I invite him now to take the microphone and to give some remarks. Mr. Valentino Soni, chairman of SPECTO.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Pamela Moses, Parliamentary Representative for St. Patrick's East, and also Minister of Education in the Ministry of Education and Human Resources, Mr. Trevor Thompson, GEF Director, GEF Small Grants Fund, Mr. Steve Maxime, our consultant on climate change, ladies and gentlemen, exhibitors, NGOs, companies, WFM, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you all to this event. It's an event That was the brainchild of our consultant. That was we initiated around 8 months ago. Many of you will realize that the weather conditions is not that it used to be many years ago. We are having a lot of more severe hurricanes. Our rivers are turning into streams. We are experiencing very hot spells. Some people say, well, that's a cycle. But the scientists have told us that the climate is changing, and we are witnessing it today. So what we are trying to do today is to sort of give you a glimpse into what we envisage is going to happen in the future in many areas. When we look at the whole situation of electricity, where we depend fully on fossil fuels, what we are witnessing globally is that we are seeing an emergence of alternative energy in the areas of solar, wind, and geothermal. So today, you will be seeing some alternative sources as far as energy is concerned. You will be also witnessing, I think you have seen it already, a car that was loaned to us by Grenada that is fully electric. And it is very significant because at this point in time, some of the European countries have already set a deadline when only electric cars will be allowed into major cities. So when we also look at the area of agriculture, we will be witnessing some exhibits in terms of climate smart agriculture and what will be required by farmers in the very near future, the changes that they will be forced to make in the very near future. So the exhibits are going to give you a glimpse in terms of what is going to be happening in the very near future in a number of areas. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very long day. We have a very packed program. And I want to welcome you once again and thank you for being here with us today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sonny. Now, just to let you know, for the children, we have the children's corner, and that would be to my left. You have 6 tents clustered on the other side. That's where you'll have the children's corner. The things that will happen there, like tent 1, you'll have storytelling. That would be in relation to the climate change. You have bottle painting, and you have recycling. You also have tree planting. You can get some plants there. We also have singing. So the children can go and try out their talent. It's called the extempo tent. So those children who is creative in their minds come up with a poem and sing it. So you can have that being done right there. And also you'll have the face painting, right? Around the children's corner, right? So you can go there and participate in the activities taking place there.
My name is Amanda Frederick, right? And I'm a volunteer for SPECTO, and I'm responsible for the story booth. Okay, so we want to start it from the foundation. So the adults part are over here, and this is the children corner, right? So we are here, we're empowering the kids with the knowledge so that as they grow older, they will know how to safely take care of the environment and what they need to do. We use this storytelling to capture their attention, so then we tell them in a fun way how to keep the environment clean and what they should observe when they're out there in the environment.
And in doing so, they are actively engaged in doing what? Just describe.
So there, they'll drop pictures in the storytelling booth of what they learned and how they think they can best, how they could help preserve the environment. And then they go further on down the line where they reuse or recycle bottles, and then they make chains, bracelets with reusable items, and then they're given plants. So they are shown how to plant the plant, and then they go home with it, and they have to care for those plants. And as a reward, after we have the face painting segment.
My name is Akiran Smith. I attend St. Patrick's Roman Catholic School in Sotels. I am 11 years old and I'm in grade 6.
All right. Tell me about the specific part of the activity that you were involved in. And what did you learn?
I was in the storytelling activity and I learned about climate change in terms of water. And I learned that some ways we could save the water, like if it's in the dry season and you have to water your plants, do not use the water from the pipe, but you go outside, you put a bucket outside to collect the rainwater to water the plants.
Okay. What other aspect you liked the most?
I like creating and expressing yourself with the bottles when you get to be creative and like express yourself.
Tell me your name and the school you attend and where do you live?
I live at Closure St. John's. I am Kenaya Mason and I attend the Florida Government School. 10 years old.
Okay, what grade are you in?
Grade 5.
Grade 5. All right. Now today you're being involved in doing various activities in terms of art and so on. You're also learning about the environment. So what can you tell me as an adult of what you learned today?
Well, we learn about hurricane, and anytime a hurricane comes, you have to get prepared by things like food, canned foods, and get candles. So in case current go, you have your candle to light.
All right. What are some of the activities you were involved in? Some of the things that you did?
Well, I draw, I paint bottles, I make handband, and I'm going to do face painting.
In the beginning, by 6 in the morning, the whole creation was given birth. And then God made man and gave him dominion over every living creature on the earth. Tragedy in the garden, we all know it happened. Shamefully banished from Eden, we witnessed the first paradise lost. And since then it's Mother Earth who end up paying the cost. That's why I'm begging, Mother Earth is crying. She said to stop the polluting. Mother Earth is dying. We got to stop the polluting. Well, attitude got to change. Our priorities rearrange. We got to become more competent. The way we protect the environment and fight. Fight for all that is good. Fight to save Mother Earth. Mother Earth crying. In case you don't know, the planets are dying slow. What a sad way to go. Earth is crying. She said to stop the polluting. Mother Earth is dying. We gotta stop the polluting. Mother Earth crying. In case you don't know, the planet Earth dying slow. What a sad way to go.
Civilization come from ancient Africa, ancient Africa, ancient Africa. Civilization come from ancient Africa. Oh yes, and I have. Oh yes, and I have. Let's go gather and I have ancient Africa. Ancient Africans, ancient Africans, let's get together and I am ancient Africans. Oh yes, and I am. Oh yes, and I am. We are the children of the ancient Africans, ancient Africans. And I are the children of the ancient Africa. Oh yes, and I am. Oh yes, and I am. And writing come from ancient Africa, ancient Africa, ancient Africa. Reading and writing come from ancient Africa. Oh yes, and I am. Oh yes, and I am.
I want to see all the dancers, all the dancers. Do your thing, do your thing, do your thing. your hands together. Nadma, you have to get your act together. You have to have your list of what you should do. You see hurricane coming, get your candle, your flashlight, your first aid kit, because when hurricane comes, it does do a lot of damage. Put your hands together for the run. Next we have Zenia Mitchell. Zenaya Mitchell, you're my son, you know. I'm a Mitchell too. Zenaya going to do her bit for you.
Hurricane, it isn't something nice. Let's get prepared from day to night. Some equipments like flashlight, batteries, and even radios are the things we need. Don't you know it destroys houses and electric poles? When it's blackout, time only, God knows. Thank God for flashlight, or we would have been in terrible trouble. Let's get prepared before it hits, or if not, you might cry or get sick. Hurricane Ivan, what did he do? I was still a baby, so I can't help you.
Wonderful. Well, listen. Stay nearby because you know you took me and I'm going to do a poem too. So wait, let's call now on Darrell. Is Darrell? Darian? Telesford? Is Telesford in the house? Next person going to be Zaria Charles. Zaria. Zizi.
Alright.
Go ahead, Zizi. Don't be shy. Go ahead.
The climate is changing, global warming. Protect the future, make it better. Protect the beaches, stop sand mining. Let's come together and stop climate change.
Wow. And listen me. She talk about stop sand mining is something very serious. Taking out the sand and then the waves are coming and wash the lands away.
microphone and to give some remarks. Mr. Valentino Son, Chairman of SPECTO.
Our consultant on climate change, ladies and gentlemen, exhibitors, NGOs, companies, BFF, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to apologize for this late start.
All right, so please state your name and the name of the company that you represent.
Well, I'm Brian Andal, better known as ICOS, and my own company is called Brian Company.
Tell me some of the things that you make and the materials that you use and the technique. Speak to me about your business.
Well, towards my business, I go locally. I use natural stuff like grass called razor grass or scented wood grass. I use it to do mats, to inside decorations. You could put it in front of your beds, in your bathroom, on your dining table because you could get dining sets. You could even put it in front of your kitchen sinks. You could even put it in your sitting room. And then I use another stuff called wild pine grass to do natural stuff the same way. So I usually do dining sets. As you see, you can get mats made from any names you want. If you want your name, any country name, even the same Grenada, welcome. Any one you want, you can get it.
How long have you been in operation? And where are you located?
I'm located in Mount Fendu, St. Patrick. And it'll be 10 years now since I'm in this business.
Well, my name is Earl Roberts. Right, and I was invited by SPECTO to participate in this climate smart sensitization exposition. So the idea is I'm representing my company. It's the Grenada Solar Energy Technology Research Institute, and we are literally, that is what we're about, finding ways to reduce energy usage in terms of costs and making available to our people ideas of energy efficiency and energy usage. So that's me.
Well, break it down to the common man. Okay. How does it work?
All right, so what we've been trying to sensitize the entire Grenadian population about is that the sun is available. In our part of the world, we have sunlight all through the year. We have wind as well. And we have other forms of resources in terms of biomass, which is like grass, branches, everything that is around us can be a form of energy. We have kitchen waste, we have animal waste. And if we can find ways to bring all of these types of materials, all of these resources into better use or optimal use, it would save us down the line in some way or next. So my way is I live by what I'm preaching. So I use my sunlight to produce electricity as well as heat that I need to cook my food and to turn on my television, turn on my radio, to charge my phone. I can use the sunlight, convert that into electricity. So the ordinary person can use the resources that are available all around us and find it very cost effective to do that, because it saves me from paying a bill to somebody else what I can get for free.
My name is Evans Gwyn, actually the president of the Northeast Farmers Organization, but I'm here today in conjunction with the Northeast Farmers Organization and the Rich Reef people.
All right, a very creative display here. A very, well, it looks complex, it's a complex structure here, but just break it down for us as to the importance of this for the environment.
Well, what we talk is a climate smart practice agriculture layout. In terms of what we have on this side here, it's our local fertilizer, natural fertilizer. If you look in the canister John Deere label, we have all natural ingredients from the environment which we use to combine to create this fertilizer. If you look here, it looks like a bag of mud, but there's absolutely no mud in here. Because of the layout of the natural material we have here, and the chemical reaction which take in terms of the microbe within all the natural product in here, and the bacteria how they normally work within their own system, create a breakdown of here of this natural product here. That will take place over a period of 3 months. It takes 3 months to make a natural heap of compost. You could do process of way of making compost in shorter space of time, but to actually go through the natural process to break down, it will take 3 months to do so. What we have here, we have a layer of wood chips, a layer of green grass, we have a layer of horse manure, we have the dry grass, we have the layer of the seaweed, and we have a layer of green grass again, and we have some fall manure. Now the green grass will give you the nitrogen, the dry grass will give you the carbon, and how they intertwine with the breakdown. Then after a period of 3 months, they create that heat within the compost, and over a period of 3 months, you'll actually go and get one to create this bag of compost. Now you'll go through the process. If you didn't have a proper mix of this and the proper time, you'll find that your compost will not create the heat which it needs. You need actually, if you put your hand within a bit of compost here about the second or third month, you'll burn your hand, because that's how hot you'll actually get in there. When the microbes sit at eating the natural material in here to the breakdown. It's actually, in terms of all the chemical, it's still a mind boggle to me how this natural chemical could actually break down to produce this again, because you have the microbes in there which actually eat all this natural to produce this. And again, what you're trying to do as from the ministry temperature is to get farmers and persons, even those who do the kitchen garden, who do the floors, to step away somewhat from the chemical fertilizers and use everything that is natural here to create. Even the kitchen waste from your house. If you take the kitchen waste from your house, to combine with the grass you cut in your yard and actually combine them in small layers, and after a period of 10 days, keep on turning it, you'll be surprised to see how it will break down to look like though it's mud is here. And it's not his mud, it's just a natural product who break it to make this bag of compost here, which is your fertilizer.
So my name is Steve Maxime. I am here as a consultant helping SPECTO to design and pull off this event, this climate smart event. My background is in agriculture and science, but Ever since I migrated to Grenada, I've been working pro bono for SPECTO, and this is the culmination of all those efforts.
What are your thoughts in terms of the execution?
Not bad as a first attempt. I mean, the first in Grenada, first in this part of the Caribbean. I mean, I think it was a great idea. I'm grateful to people like Simone Lewis over at GEF Small Grants, because they're the ones who are funding it. The SPECTO board that bought into the idea when it was first floated to them. And I think the turnout has been significant. I'm expecting it to be a lot better later on this evening. And especially tomorrow, we have gotten permission from the Ministry of Education for some of the schools in St. Patrick to attend. So I think that would be, because if you think in future, I mean, that's the age group, that's the demographic we should be aiming at. Yeah.
All right, now there's a lot of talk about how do we mitigate against climate change and natural disasters. In terms of your observation, based on your observation, some of the things that we need to be doing immediately.
Okay. All right. I must first preface that by saying that my background is in all 14 CARICOM countries, so I'm not just telling you about what would be applicable for Grenada, it would be applicable for most of the Caribbean, right? My most recent job was as climate change advisor for the Caribbean in FAO, so that I'm coming from that kind of experience. Now, our first priority really has to be adaptation. Mitigation, I mean, we're not the ones responsible for all the emissions. So as nice as it is to want to mitigate, I think our first life-preserving action has to be geared towards adaptation. So how do we adapt? How do we restructure what we are doing so that we are not negatively impacted by climate change? That's what adaptation is. Mitigation has to do with how we're going to reduce our own carbon footprint. Now, as I said, there should be a balance, a healthy balance. Based on the Paris Climate Accord, each country has to submit their nationally determined contribution. In other words, how they are going to be reducing their carbon footprint. So that's a priority for each country, each signatory of the Paris Climate Accord. And Grenada is a signatory. So we have that pressure, if you like, on us to make sure that we mitigate. So how are we going to reduce emissions? By looking at some of the exhibits here, you have solar panels, your wind power. I mean, there's been some experimentation with geothermal as well, but primarily for us now in the interim would be solar and wind. So there are technologies out there. How can we reduce our emissions? By using less energy. Even if you don't drive an electric car or a hybrid, if you drive more sensibly, if your car has an econo mode or an enviro mode that you can switch it to, then clearly that is going to help as well. That's going to impact as well. Most of the adaptations that are really screaming out to us would be in the agricultural sector, because that's where we really need to get things right. Because coming out of 2008 during the world food crisis and the financial crisis, that was the first time in the region where we took a really solid stand in terms of food security, or what I prefer to term nutrition security, because it is one of my pet peeves that we keep talking about food security, but we base that on a 2,000 calorie diet for an adult, right? And you could get those 2,000 calories from 10 soft drinks. So clearly that's not what we mean when we say food security. We mean nutrition security. We want to have a proper balance of carbohydrates, proteins, the usual stuff. So that would be my first place to look. How are we going to adapt to climate smart agriculture? And Grenada is very fortunate in that there's a SIAP project that is starting very soon, which is the follow-on to the MARIA project, which has to do with sustainable agriculture production, climate smart agriculture. So I think Grenada is well poised. I'm not worried about Grenada at all. You have a fantastic negotiating team, people like Dr. Thomas, Leon Charles, etc. So from that point of view, as I said, I'm not worried about Grenada. And I think this step by SPECTO is a very significant one, because we are asking people to adapt and to mitigate. But very few people know what the future is going to look like. Why are we doing all this? Of course, we don't want to die, right? But apart from that, what is that future going to look like? And this is a glimpse of it. We're going to have more climate smart technologies in terms of what we plant, how we cook. I mean, the solar cookers, not that we're going to go back to solar cookers, but we're going to have more energy efficient cookers, more energy efficient biogas digesters, so that your problems at Perseverance now are going to be lessened if you can find ways to go waste energy. And again, Small Grants and GEF have been pioneering those types of projects. GIZ has been pioneering it as well. So that, as I said, we're in fairly good hands. My main concern is that John public doesn't have a real, genuine feel for what is necessary. And this is what is necessary. It doesn't have to be painful on your pocket, the movement away from single-use plastics. People keep talking about it, but why are we doing it? Because if we don't stop, we are going to have a plastic island like what you have in the Pacific and right outside Grenada, and we don't want that, right? Again, you look at the sargassum issue, you heard the MC speaking about it just now. So there are a lot of things going on. So that if we are to adapt, if our fisher folk are to be able to get past that literal wall of sargassum, then we must do things differently. And in this exhibition, we're hoping by tomorrow the guy from St. Lucia will be here with his sargassum plant tonic, so that even though sargassum looks as if it's going to be a negative impact, we have found ways to use it. So that if that production was taking place in Sobeys and all those other places, we'd be scraping up all that sargassum and producing a plant food with it. So as I say, there are lots of possibilities out there. So I am very hopeful. So this glimpse into the climate smart future is not a glimpse into the dark, it's a glimpse into the light. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Tragedy in the garden, we all know it happened. Shamefully banished from Eden, we witnessed the first paradise lost. And since then is motherhood who end up paying the cost. That's why I'm pleading, motherhood is crying. He said to stop the polluting. Mother Earth is dying. We got to stop the polluting. Whole attitude got to change and priorities rearrange. We got to become more competent. The way we protect the environment and fight for all that is worth. Fight to save Mother Earth. Mother Earth crying. In case you don't know, the planet Earth dying slow. What a sad way to go. Kick it. The ozone layers depleting, endless factories belching tons of pollutants in the atmosphere. Rivers and seas can't escape on Mother Earth. We constantly commit rape. They even planning to strip the Amazon bare. Acid rain on the nations, species haunted to extinction. A roller coaster ride to self-destruction. Stop mankind from digging a certain grave. We got to get together. It's Mother Earth we must save. That's why I'm begging. Mother Earth is crying. He said to stop the polluting. Mother Earth is dying. We got to stop the polluting. Whole attitude got to change and priorities rearrange. We got to become more competent. The way we protect the environment and fight for all that is worth. Fight to save Mother.
My name is Ivor Williams and I'm a parent supporting Closure Climate Smart Lifestyle Youth program.
What can you tell us about the program and the objectives?
The program started in 2017 February, and it is basically to raise the awareness of the children in the community as it relates to climate smart and its change and effects in our present time. Okay, we have different days that we will meet with them. There is managed particularly by Ms. Joan Charles, who is the president of Closure Development Company at committee at the moment, and they would do different topics every time they meet, and they would learn different crafts and different practices as it relates to climate smart. So they have the words here that they go by: rethink, reuse, repair, reuse, reduce, and recycle.
So it's a mixture of is it a mixture of arts and craft and just.
Yes, it is a mixture of arts and craft. It's a mixture of research. It's a mixture of disseminating information to them. It's kind of like a theory session as well.
How many kids are involved? Roughly approximate?
About 15. It could be more, it could be less, depends on the days.
How is it working for the community?
From my perspective, I think there could be more interest as it relates to now. This is what our community, our country, national, global is coming towards. So I think the interest should be more. At least it's a start because we have a few, but we're hoping that other children would come on board and the parents. First, I think it starts with the parents, because once the parents have that kind of awareness and capacity, then they would indulge the children to participate in programs like that.
Whole attitude got to change and priorities rearrange. We got to become more competent. The way we protect the environment and fight for all that is good. Fight to save motherhood. Motherhood crying. In case you don't know.
It's more merchandising. We normally use it for merchandising and turtle watching tours. So we have the SPECTO keyring, which is $20 EC. We have the different plaques, which is identical to this little turtle. And we have the different turtles. It's from poly, coconut, and wood. So it's carved into and glued into. It's a nice line of product. We have printed scarves and wraps. We have bags, which is made up of canvas, and we put a message on it, or the area which we normally do turtle watching tours, which is Libera, and a turtle on it, which is cute. We even have the pillows, which have double-sided printing, and we have the full printed ones. We have them in different colors. So we have different merchandise. We have the t-shirts as well. So if you guys come on top of watching tours, then we have something for you. We have the apron, which have a strong message on it. Come to the front and see that. So we have t-shirts in female size and male size as well.
Okay.
Mother Earth is dying. We say to stop the polluting. Whole attitude got to change and priorities rearrange. We got to become more competent. The way we protect the environment and fight for all that it's worth. Fight to save Mother Earth. In case you don't know, the planet is dying slow. What a sad way to go.
My name is Valentino Soni. I am the interim chairman of SPECTO. And basically, I think that we, together with Small Grants Fund, I think we are somewhat happy at the way in which the event went today. It's the first event of its kind, I think, not only in St. Patrick's, but in Grenada. And at least I think that the turnout, it could have been better, but I think we are satisfied, given that the event is the first of its kind. A glimpse into the climate change future, and I think that we are satisfied with our objective. We think that a number of people and kids who came by visited a number of the booths, all of which feature different aspects of climate change. You had the GIZ booth that featured all the work that they have been doing in Grenada as it relates to climate change. You had Cool Tech with an alternative AC unit. This is very low energy and efficient. Then you had the Earl Roberts, who is very innovative. He had displayed 3 products that he created himself, and I think so far we have really we have achieved our objectives in terms of disseminating information, not only materials, but actually showing examples that was highlighted by the different groups, organizations, community groups, organization, and the private sector, as far as the whole question of alternative sources of energy is concerned. Again, the whole question of climate-smart agriculture was on exhibit. Energy efficient units and appliances was displayed from Grenlick. We had displayed the electric car, which will be a future of transport in the not too very distant future. I think all in all, we had the Grenada Green Group who dealt with the whole question, who was highlighting the whole question of highlighting the anti-litter campaign. And in their booth, they were displaying bits and pieces of waste that takes different time to disintegrate and so forth. So I think, all in all, that I think we have achieved our objectives. As you see, that the kids, I think they really enjoyed themselves. And I wish to commend the people who actually headed that booth, and that they got the kids involved in all aspects of climate change, planting of trees, seedlings and so forth. They were involved in things like face painting and drawing, and I think they're really enjoying themselves. So all in all, I think everything went okay. Thank you.